Let's now look at adjusting a short call position. So what I have here is Amazon again. We are selling 3 contracts of the July 260 call, and we are going to get a premium of $2.25. So the call that we are selling is this. It's the 260 strike price. It's got a 16 delta. So we've put probability on our side, and we are selling this naked option. Again, I'll repeat once more. We don't do naked options, but we need to understand its characteristic. So that's why we are doing all this. So if we look at this risk profile, or before we do that, let's look at the Greeks. So it's got a negative 48 delta. So when you sell a call, you're bearish and your delta tells you that you're negative delta 48 and your theta positive. So you're gaining from time decay. But when you're looking at adjustment standpoint, you need to worry about the delta. So you've sold this call option, you were bearish, but now Amazon is moving up. So what can we do? Let's just quickly take a look at its risk profile. And this is where Amazon is. And Amazon is moving up. Let's say it's moving up to about $240. So your position will have a loss of $763 at this point. So at this point, if that is your pain point on this position, then you have to adjust. So again, there's 3 options. What do you want to do? Has your outlook changed? Has your outlook changed from bearish to bullish? Or do you just want to make it delta neutral? Or do you just want to stop the bleeding? So those are the 3 questions you have to ask yourself. Let's look at all 3 examples. If you just want to stop the bleeding, then what you need to do is get this to a delta neutral position. And the way you do that is you can add a call option. Let's say you add a call option at the 250. So now you want positive delta. So if you add a call option at the positive delta, if you add maybe 3 or 2 of those, that brings you, if you add 2 options at the 250 strike price, that brings you to a delta of $2.31. That's about as delta neutral as you want to be. So you can buy 2 options of the 250 call. Let's see what it does to your risk profile. If it's at 240, what it does is it sort of blunts your losses. So your white line is not going to accumulate any more losses. You can see that the white line losses don't change that much at all. But if Amazon goes and expires somewhere here, you'll capture actually a profit, but on the day of expiry. However, because you have 1 option more on the short side, you will still have a unlimited loss profile, but that profile kicks in now only at 270 or 280. So this is actually a good strategy to get yourself to delta neutral. And if Amazon continues to go up and expires anywhere between 250 and 270, you're actually going to make a profit on expiry. You're going to make a profit of $1,500. You can see that, $1,500 to $1,700. So this is actually a very good adjustment if you just wanted to blunt the delta and make it delta neutral, and at the same time give yourself an opportunity to come out ahead on this trade if Amazon continues to go up and goes to about 250 to 260. So this is a good adjustment for that kind of a situation. But now let's say your outlook has changed. Now you know Amazon is bullish for some reason. The outlook has completely changed. So then what you would do is you would actually turn this into a positive delta. It's already positive 2 deltas, but you want to turn it into a much bigger positive delta. So what you would do is something like this. So you would get your positive deltas from 4 long options. Now your white line is looking positive. So you look at the white line and see what the white line does. The red line is only on the day of expiry, which is ways away. That is about 2-3 months away. So we don't need to worry about the red line right now. But by turning it into a positive delta, you've reversed the position from a bearish position to a bullish position. So that's the kind of adjustment you would make to the short call. You could also at least stop the bleeding in some sense. And because you have a short call at 260, perhaps you want to buy the 270 call. You can do that. And that is converting it into a bear call spread. And you would do that if your outlook has not changed completely, but you just want to stop the bleeding. So let's see how we would do that. So you would come here. This is the option that you sold. So you would come here and you would buy this option and make that 3 contracts. And what you do now is you're still negative delta, but your delta position has become only $10. So for every $1 that Amazon goes up, your position is going to go down by $10. And if you look at the risk profile, what that does is it limits your losses, it caps your losses at maximum of 1500, and also now you'll see that your white line also is not going to move that drastically because you've added this protective option. So this is a bear call spread which we are going to cover in the next module. So these are the kinds of adjustments that are available to you to single options. But again, let me repeat, you would never sell a naked option, so you shouldn't be in this kind of a position at all. So next we are going to look at is the long put. So let's look at the long put next. And to simulate a long put, what we are doing is looking at Amazon again. It's at 227. And what we have is we buy a long put because we are bearish on Amazon. So let's say we bought the 200 put. And again, let's make that into 3 contracts since we've been using 3 all the time. So this is 3 contracts of the 200 put. So if you look at its risk profile, it's a bearish instrument. You make money as Amazon goes down. But let's say instead of Amazon going down, Amazon goes up. So which means now we are moving on this side. So Amazon moves up from 227 all the way to about 240 or 250, and you're seeing your loss accumulate and you've hit your pain point. So if you hit your pain point, the adjustments are just like what we looked at for the call option, but only thing is it's going to be reversed. So, the 3 questions you have to ask are, do you want to just blunt your delta, make it delta neutral, or has your outlook changed? Now, do you want to be bullish on Amazon? Or 3, you're still bearish on Amazon, but you just want to stop the bleeding. These are the 3 questions you have to ask. And depending on what the answer is, you choose one of the options. So let's say your choice is your outlook has changed. If your outlook has changed, then what you need to do is convert minus 56 deltas into perhaps a plus 56 or a plus 75, somewhere in that range. So let's see how we would go and do that. We would buy a call option that has a higher delta. So let's say we bought this call option, and let's see what the delta is. So that is, it creates a delta of 36. So maybe we add 4 and create a delta of 67. Now that's great. So you buy 4 of the 245 strike price call option. So you had a put option, you were bearish, but now your outlook has changed. So what you're going to do is you're going to buy 4 of the call options, and you would change your negative deltas into positive deltas. So if you look at the risk profile, that's what it looks like. This is again a strangle, but you can see now the graph, the white line is now tilted more towards the upside. So you have more upside as Amazon goes up. And that's how you could turn around this position. Now, I'm just explaining to you at a conceptual level. There are various other things that you have to consider when you make an adjustment like this, which is theta considerations as well as vega considerations. But at this point, I just want to keep it simple and look at delta, because delta is your directional risk and you want to take care of delta first. So what you could do is you could do this. Now, if you just wanted to make it delta neutral, then what you can do is, again, you come here and perhaps you buy maybe two of these options, and you come to a delta of about $5.79. Now that's about as good as delta neutral. So if you buy 2 of these options, you're becoming delta neutral. If you buy 4 of these options, you're going to become delta positive now, $67. So you've turned the position around in this case. But if you just buy 2 options, what you're going to do is neutralize the delta. So again, if you look at the risk profile, your line is flat. So it doesn't matter whether Amazon goes up or down, your line is going to be flat. Your white line is flat. And that's what you want to be, because you want to neutralize the delta because you're unsure of Amazon's position. It might turn around, it might not. You don't know. You want to give yourself 2-3 days time to see what Amazon's doing. Then this is a good strategy to put up. On the other hand, if you're still bearish on Amazon, but you just want to stop the bleeding, then what you do is here is where your long put is. And what you would do is you would sell a short put and get some credit for that. This is, again, you're turning this into a spread, and we are going to cover this. It's a bear put spread, but what you might want to do is you buy the, you would sell the 195 strike price. You sell 3 of those options, and what you've done is you've still maintained a bearish outlook, but you've stopped the bleeding. So now, for every $1 that Amazon goes up, your position is going to go down only by $9. So that's great. You can do that. You can handle this. And what you'll do is, you can see all you've done is you've turned it into a spread, and it still remains a bearish position. That has not changed. And so this gives you an opportunity to stop the bleeding. So those are the 3 adjustments for the long put. Next, we're going to look at the short put. So now for our short put, let's come back to Amazon again. So our short put means we are bullish. So we are selling a strike price that is out of the money on the put side. We're looking at the put side. So let's say we sell the 195. It has a delta of 15. So there's a 15% chance of Amazon falling to this level. So that's a good probability on your side. And so you sell this. And let's keep it to 3 contracts. And you sell this, you received a credit, and this is what your risk profile looks like. So you've put all this room and all this probability on your side. However, instead of Amazon going up, it's actually going down. So again, where's your pain point? Perhaps it's at this level, at 216, you're going to be down about $600, and that's your pain point. So again, the same 3 questions apply. Do you just want to stop the bleeding? Do you want to maintain your bullish outlook and stop the bleeding? Do you want to make it delta neutral at this point and give yourself some time to decide what's going on with Amazon? Or has your outlook changed and now you want to convert it into a bearish trade? So those are the 3 questions. If you want to just make it delta neutral, what you would do is you would buy a call option. You would buy a put option that neutralizes this delta. So let's come and look at this. We've sold this put, which means we are bullish. And now what we want to do is if our outlook is changed, then what we want to do is buy a put that will change our delta from a positive delta to a negative delta. So let's see this. So now you've changed your deltas to a negative 60. So for every $1 that Amazon goes down, your position is going to make $60. Let's take a look at this risk profile. So there you go. So you've changed your outlook. It's gone bearish now. And as Amazon moves down, you'll be able to profit from the downward move. But if you don't think that the outlook has changed, if you just want to neutralize your delta, then let's see, if you buy 2 options, let's see what happens. There you go. Again, now you've become fairly delta neutral. It's still negative, so you're still maintaining a slightly bearish position. But see what happens now. Your white line has become flat, so you're not going to incur any more losses so now you become a -7 delta. So as Amazon goes down, your position is going to just differ by $7. Yes, but you've turned it into a slightly bearish position now. But if you want to be perfectly delta neutral, you may not be able to, because we cannot buy or sell in fractions of shares. So you might have to choose a different strike price and things like that. So you'll have to play around how you want to get delta neutral. But a -7 delta is just like being delta neutral. And by putting on this trade, what you've done is, if Amazon continues to go down, you've given yourself this much room to profit if Amazon expires somewhere here. Then you're actually going to have a nice profit. You'll see that your profit could be anywhere between $1,500 and $2,500 if Amazon expires here. So that's how you would look at adjustments in general. See what you need to do. Look at your deltas, because deltas are the most important thing when you're looking at adjustment. You're looking at adjustments because it's going against you for the most part. And what you want to do is decide whether you want to change your outlook, or decide if you just want to stop the bleeding, or decide if you just want some more time and you want to get delta neutral at that point and just wait for more developments to occur. So that's the course on adjustments of single options. Again, I leave this chapter, this course, by saying that you never sell naked options. So you shouldn't have to be doing these kind of things, but knowing how to adjust a short put or a short call is important, because even in spreads, you're going to be able to faced with the situation where you have to adjust a short position. So hopefully this will all come helpful at that point.